Welcome to Books by Barron, a space for conversations that challenge how we think, how we choose, and ultimately, how we live. I'm your host, Isabella Pierce. Today's conversation is one I've been looking forward to because it speaks directly to the women who lead, achieve, and carry extraordinary responsibility, often at the expense of themselves. I'm honored to welcome Chéri S, known as the DIVA Whisperer. Chéri is a Master Certified Coach, an MCC, one of the highest credentials in the coaching profession, held by only a small percentage of coaches worldwide. With more than 30 years of federal and private sector leadership experience, she brings a rare blend of strategic rigor, lived wisdom, and soulful insight to her work. Through her company, At Choice Coaching and Consulting, and the DIVA Breakthrough Experience, Chéri supports high-earning women who are ready to stop overfunctioning, stop overpleasing, and finally reconnect with themselves. She challenges women to courageously define what they want, acquire what they desire, and dismantle patterns of thinking, feeling, and being that have quietly kept them playing small. Chéri reminds us that burnout is not the price of success, and that the Superwoman cape was never meant to be worn forever. At the core of her work is a powerful belief that we are always at choice. Every decision we make is a declaration of identity and a stake in a future we have full permission to create. Or, as Chéri so beautifully puts it, when people ask how she did it, her response is simple. I never believed I couldn't. And more importantly, she believes you can too. So today, we're exploring what it means to choose courage, integrity, realistic optimism, and self-honoring leadership on purpose. Chéri, welcome to Books by Barron.
Thank you, Isabella. I'm honored to be here. For so many women, success has come at the cost of themselves. I work with high-earning women who are ready to stop overfunctioning, stop shrinking, and finally choose themselves without guilt. Because when people ask how I did it, my answer is simple. I never believed I couldn't. And more importantly, I believe you can too. Every decision you make is a declaration of who you are becoming. And you have full permission to create a life designed by you on purpose.
Before we dive in, I just want to take a moment to set the tone for this conversation. Because some conversations aren't meant to be rushed, and this is one of them. We spend so much of our lives moving from responsibility to responsibility, checking boxes, meeting expectations, being everything for everyone. And sometimes we don't realize how much we've been carrying until we finally sit down. What I appreciate about today's conversation is that it's not about fixing anything. It's about noticing. Noticing where we've been strong, noticing where we've been tired, and noticing the quiet places where something inside us has been asking for more. More space, more honesty, more permission. And I think so many women, especially women who lead, who achieve, who show up, are navigating that tension silently. The tension between who they've been required to be and who they're becoming. So today isn't about answers. It's about curiosity. It's about slowing down long enough to ask better questions and allowing ourselves to sit with them. Because sometimes clarity doesn't arrive through effort. It arrives through reflection. And with that spirit in mind, Chéri, I'd love to start by asking you, Chéri, you became the first African-American Master Certified Coach in the federal sector, a milestone that carries both personal and collective significance. What did that achievement mean to you, not just professionally, but in terms of representation and responsibility?
Yeah, it meant visibility and representation. It also meant responsibility. This master credential coach title that I hold, which requires a minimum of 2,500 hours of coaching, It was a statement that really says, this achievement isn't just mine. It's for every woman of color, every minority woman who questions themselves, whether they have what it takes, whether they're enough. And so I wanted to encourage the students who I had the privilege of teaching in the federal sector to become trained certified coaches, to know that you don't have to just stop here. Keep striving, keep pushing. So my presence made space, and I wanted others to see what was possible. And as my voice in those courses and classes that I held and the mentor coaching groups that I, created space for those students and all students who were in those programs to know, take this seriously and strive to be the best. I always strive to get to whatever the top rung is. That's where Chéri is going to end up.